Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central, and I'm here talking about making the most of your homework time. And remember, you should be doing homework if you're in school. You should be doing homework at least 5 days a week. I would recommend doing 5 days a week, and you should always make sure that you're committed to that particular time as homework time. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through. I just jotted down a few points here. Sometimes it's easier if people see a little bit visually as well as listening to me. Sometimes I just sit and chat, which is basically what I'm going to do here, but sometimes it's good to see some points as well. Um, if you're a visual learner, for example. Uh, just before I go through this, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it helps the channel a lot. And there's a way to donate to the channel in the description if you want to help a little bit more. All right, make the most of your homework time. Be quiet. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you have your scheduled homework time, turn off devices, turn off anything that is not helping you to do your homework. And I know that's sometimes impossible or almost impossible, but often when I talk to students, whether they're younger students or adult students, when we discuss it more fully, it's not nearly as impossible as they think it is. And once they really look at it objectively, they realize I probably could do better. I could find a time or day or days and uh, in which I can reduce the noise level. So, of course, there's other people in the home. You may have brothers and sisters, you may have children. You can't always control every factor, and you can't always control when you're studying, but your specified homework time, try to be quiet. Try to find a quiet space, turn everything off. You could have some music going, but it should be in the background. It should probably be without lyrics, so something nice, quiet instrumentally, so that you're not singing along, even if you're just sort of singing along in your head, because you're dividing your attention. Your attention is not going to be focused as well as you think it is, but it can sometimes, and that can sometimes also block out other noise. You can also have a fan running or a white noise machine um, to do the same thing to make sure that there's no extraneous sounds that are disturbing you. Depending on your location where you're doing your homework, there could be other things outside, for example. And that can be helpful. Read, read, read. Yes, very important to read as much as you can on the subject and the topics that you're studying. Obviously, read the text and the information that your teacher or professor is giving you, but you can read beyond that. There's so much information available now. You have to make sure, of course, you're getting uh, proper information. The internet is loaded with false information as well, but go to legitimate sources and read up more on the topic. And I didn't mention it in this particular list, I don't think, but you can also watch videos, listen to podcasts and that are related to the topic you're studying, because they'll have a different take on it probably. And even if they don't, it's repetition, so that will help you to learn even more about that particular subject. So reading is very important, and use a reading method if you can, an SQ3R or an SQ4R or something along those lines. You can find videos about that on my channel here for free, and you can also learn more about that in my Udemy courses. If you want to take one of my Udemy courses, and I'll mention this again at the end if I remember, don't forget to send me a message, send me an email, and I can send you a coupon code to get much, much cheaper, usually about $10, let's say US, 10 to $12 US, I think is the lowest coupon. But do that because you should always use the coupon. Why not? Um, write, take notes, write your thoughts, use annotations. What is your interpretation? So when I say write, obviously most people know they should take notes. A lot of people don't take notes, even though they know they should take notes. But so make sure you take notes. That's sort of the bare minimum. Taking notes from lectures, taking notes from textbook you're reading, or any other text you're reading. But don't just copy phrases or, reword it in your own words is good, but go beyond that. Write about your thoughts. What do you think about this? Or what other connections can you make from other courses, in the same subject or even in other subjects because you want to build that network of knowledge in your mind. Use annotations, meaning now you can't do this with books that don't belong to you, but with any book or text that belongs to you, you can make notes in the margins, right? And a lot of things nowadays are done online, so there are ways of annotating, or you can print it off and annotate it. So making little notes on the side can be helpful, very brief, but you could put just a question mark. You could put a little, I don't agree with this, or um, what does this mean? Things like that, because it keeps you engaged, it keeps you thinking about it, and then also you can look for those answers, or you can add those into your actual notes. And what is your interpretation? It's kind of related to writing your thoughts, but how do you interpret this material? What does it mean to you? Um, has it changed your point of view on the topic? Has it strengthened your point of view? Just think about anything you can to add to your knowledge of this particular topic or subject. So writing is important and reading is important, but go beyond just basic read and write the notes. Students do that. They do it so automatically that nothing actually gets into their brain. They're not really engaged. They're doing the work, but they're not really learning the material. So you want to make sure you go beyond just read and write and do all of these other little bits too. And it makes it more interesting anyway. It's far more interesting once you get engaged, once you get really invested in the information. It's a lot more interesting and it's not boring. I hear that a lot. It's so boring, and it doesn't matter what the subject is, it's boring. But it doesn't have to be boring. It can be very interesting. It can even be exciting sometimes, but you've got to initiate that. You've got to get into it. Study, not just rereading or rewriting, similar to what I said before. Don't just reread and rewrite blindly because, again, you're not engaged. You're not getting anything out of it. I had a student once who um, her mother told her to rewrite her notes 3 times over. It's not a horrible practice necessarily, but I think it's a lot more work with a lot less reward than using proper study strategies. Um, the idea, I think, was just repetition, repetition, which is good. But again, not if it's just blind repetition and you don't know what you're writing. I stopped her once because she was doing this. An exam was coming up and she was a high school student and she was doing this in front of me. And I thought, I don't love this method, but okay, we'll go for it for now. And I let her go for about 15, 20 minutes, stopped and said, now, what this is the third time rewriting the note. So what did you learn from that? She had no idea what she was writing. She was copying, and it was just a routine. It didn't mean anything. So you're getting nothing out of that, or very, very little. So don't just do that. Use study strategies, explain in your own words, because often on a test or exam, they will say, explain this concept in your own words, or make a connection between these ideas using your own thoughts. And so if you've already practiced doing that, you're ready for it when the test comes or when the exam comes around. But not only that, and even more important, I would say, is that when you explain it in your own words, you're getting more understanding of it. You're kind of getting that aha moment because it makes more sense to you. Now, sometimes when you do that, you might think, am I right? Am I really getting this right? Well, you can talk to your teacher, or you can talk to other students or other people, or check yourself back with the texts, etc., and see if you are. But you can. I hope you're getting the point. You're engaged. You're involved in it. It's your education. That's so important. Self-test, really important to self-test and to do it uh, honestly. In other words, you don't look at the answers and then say, oh yeah, I knew that. Oh yeah, I knew that. Sometimes that happens. No, you want to self-test honestly, go through some questions. It depends on the subject, how many you're going to do or how you're going to do it, but and then check your answers and see. If it's math, for example, you might just do 1 or 2 problems and then check to see because you don't want to do a whole, page of problems doing them all wrong. Uh, so you might want to do small bits at a time. In other courses, you can do a number of questions because they're going to be on various topics probably anyway. And then check your answers, and those that are right, yay you. And those that are not right, well, that's time to go back and find out what went wrong. And don't just study and self-test on the points and ideas that you know really well. It's really inviting. We all want to do that because it gives us nice strokes to keep showing off how much we already know. But we need to study the things we don't know because those are the problem areas on the test, are the ones that we don't know really well. So make sure you focus on those and brush up on the ones you feel you know well, just to be sure. Be kind to you. Take breaks. Reward yourself. Sleep, eat nutritious meals and snacks. Okay, so be kind to you, of course. I'm actually going to, I've got schedule underneath there, but I'm going to put all these together here. Schedule your homework time so that you know when you're doing it, you're committed to doing it. Yes, sometimes you can't keep the same time because of work schedules or other things that go on in your family or friends, but do the best you can to stick to it so that you know it's coming, you know you're sitting down, your mind is on it and not everything else. And that's what you want to try to do. And then you schedule in all of these other things. You want to make sure you're getting good sleep. Without proper sleep, your brain doesn't work well. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your brain. Which is part of your body. We sometimes think it's not. We separate it out as if it's not part of us, but it really is, and it needs sleep. A lot of things happen during sleep. A lot of body repair is going on, and you probably had the experience of waking up or going to bed. You've got a question. You might not even be academic. It might be something else. You're trying to think of a name or whatever, and then you wake up and it's go, I know what that is now. That's because your brain is still going. It's still doing things. It's cleaning up. So, give it time to do that. Obviously, you want to eat nutritious meals and probably several throughout the day so that your blood sugars stay a little bit more level and you're not peaking and crashing because that can be a problem. And guess when you're going to crash probably? When you're sitting down trying to read your science textbook or when you're trying to do some math equations, etc. Because now you're zeroing in and you're focusing on something, and it's not necessarily exciting all the time, like playing video games or talking to your friends or whatever. So make sure that you have enough nutritious meals and snacks throughout the day, and just be kind to yourself. Give yourself breaks. So you don't have to do a 3-hour study session. You should never have to do an all-nighter. This is like a thorn in my side when I hear that. I got to pull an all-nighter. No, you don't. Well, maybe you do because you didn't do anything right through the rest of the term or semester. But if you are doing things correctly through the semester or the term or the year, whatever system you're in, you should never have to do an all-nighter. There's really no reason for it apart from procrastination and not having done the work ahead of time. By the time exams come around, you should know most of the material because you have been rotating your notes and reviewing and using proper study skills and strategies. So you will mostly be ready. So your actual study for the exams doesn't need to be all night. And then you're tired, you're hungry, your body's not working right, your brain is fuzzy. It's not a good practice. So try to avoid that. All right, those are just a few tips. There's many, many more that I could have talked about, but I think that's enough for now. Gives you an idea. They're basic, they're simple, there's no magic, and that disappoints people sometimes in my courses or my videos. Most people are very happy with them, but some people are disappointed because there was no magic pill or button or a little trick you can do that you just remember everything. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. There are things you can do to help with your memory. There are things you can do to obviously change and help with your study skills, but they're not really new. There's nothing new under the sun. People have known about these for a very long time, and guess what? They work, and they still work, and that's why they're still good. Um, there are certainly lots of programs and things that you can use that might help you, but be careful because many of them are shortcuts that don't actually get you engaged and don't actually get the information up here into our wonderful computer that we have up here. So use them all as tools to get what you actually need from it. You can let me know what your methods are and what your favorites are or what has worked for you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment below. You can, of course, get a hold of me through my email. Check out the website. There'll be links for all of this below. And my Udemy courses, I have two Udemy courses right now that are about study skills and strategies. If you want a coupon, just let me know. Check the website. You can see the courses there. Uh, there's a tab there for my online courses, so you can see them all there, I think. And but the prices that you see there are it's not the price that you can get if you send me an email. The coupons only last for a certain amount of time. So if I do put links below, and I haven't decided whether I will, the price there it probably will not be the lowest I can give you if you're watching it after about a week, because that's when they go away, and then I have to redo it. So just send me an email. All right, it is Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Keep learning, keep having fun. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Thumbs up if you liked the video. I hope you did. Until next time, bye bye for now.